Welcome to the Microphonic, where microphones get naked. Today, we're going to be talking about the Mirfak Audio WE10 Pro. It's a dual transmitter wireless lavalier microphone system from Mirfak Audio. And let's jump right into the unboxing. When you open up the box, you're going to get another black box with a laminated front, which looks really nice. The packaging on this is actually reminiscent of the $269 price that you're going to pay for this before tax. And when you open up that black box, you're going to be greeted with the two transmitters and the one receiver packaged really nicely, and they look really good. When you take this out of the box, you're going to get another black box that looks very important. When you open up that black box, you're going to get a nice suede pouch that holds pretty much all the other accessories that you're going to need to use this device. Inside of that pouch, you're going to get two lavalier microphones for your transmitters. Like I have one right now since it's just me. The second one is just lying dormant. Aside that, you're going to get two cables. The first one is going to be this L-shaped coiled cable that you're supposed to use to send the audio from the receiver to like your sound recorder or your camera or your audio interface, whatever you're using to take your final audio down. You send the audio in there with this. Then you get another cable, which is not L-shaped. It's basically straight, and you can see it already annotated on the cable with some black tape essentially that tells you that this is supposed to be for smartphones. So if you still use an Android phone that has an audio jack, you're able to actually record audio into your Android phone or your Android smartphone using this cable, which is excellent. Now, another thing that you're going to get inside the pouch is going to be two wind muffs, which help you use this outside so that the wind noises and the wind muffles don't distort your audio when you're recording with this wireless lavalier microphones outside. Beyond that, that's about it. That's pretty much everything that you're going to get inside the black pouch with the accessories. And the only other thing that you're going to get in the box is going to be the manual and a warranty card. They give you in the version that is English on one side and there's Chinese on the other side. Moving on from that, let's actually talk about the physical bits of the transmitters and receiver. So starting with the transmitter, I'm going to use the one that I'm not currently using as the example. On the front, you basically just get the Mirfak Audio logo. On the top, you can see that there is a microphone unit on this thing by itself, which is important because this actually also has a clip on the back. So you're able to clip this onto your body and use this as your microphone naturally without depending on the wireless, on the lav mics that are actually included in the box. Now, moving to the left side of the device, you're going to get a microphone line in port, which is where you basically plug this lav mics into. You're going to get a charge indicator, which is blue. When you're charging this device, the indicator stays blue when it's charging and it goes off when it's completely charged. You get a lining indicator next to it, which is also blue. That lining indicator lets you know when the transmitter is actually transmitting audio to the receiver, and it stays blue when that's happening. And you're going to get a record indicator right next to that. And this is important because we'll talk about that a little more later on in the video. Next to that, you get a power button, which you hold down for 3 seconds to power this on. Pretty straightforward stuff. On the other side of this, you're going to get a switch that says stop and record. And this is important because next to that, there's a micro SD slot. So you can actually put a micro SD slot up to 64 gigabytes into this to record backup audio, scratch audio, whatever you want to call it, or even the main audio that you actually use for your videos into the device by itself on a standalone. So you can simply just click record, or you flip the switch to record onto that micro SD card, and you're good to go. Moving away from that, the only other thing you're going to get on this is going to have to be a USB-C charge port, which is pretty important. And I forgot to mention, you actually get a cable inside of the box that is essentially a charge cable for both the transmitters and the receiver. And essentially it's split into 3 heads like an hydro, so you can charge all your devices at once. So charging your devices is pretty straightforward. You pretty much just plug it, you see the charging indicator. When it goes off, you're completely charged. By my understanding, these transmitters each have 500 milliamps per hour batteries inside of them, which is going to charge up for around 100 minutes and last for around 5 hours, which is actually really impressive. And the receiver here has a 350 milliamps per hour battery, which is going to take around 80 minutes to charge, but it's going to last around 8 hours. I'm not sure why it has a smaller battery but lasts longer than the transmitters, but I guess that's a good thing, knowing that your receiver doesn't die before your transmitters. Now, moving away from that, this is the audio quality that you can actually expect from this system if you're using the wireless lavalier microphone system with the Lav mics that are included in the box. These lavalier microphones are actually omnidirectional, which is actually excellent for lavalier microphones. That's how they're supposed to be made. They're supposed to be omnidirectional so that they can pick up everything going on around them and keep most of the bass in your voice. And now we're basically going to switch over to using this microphone with the onboard microphone and seeing what difference that's going to make to the audio that we're actually recording.
A few moments later.
Okay, so now I've basically switched over to using the microphone on board of the transmitter. And as weird as this look, it actually works because we have essentially moved away from using the lavalier microphones included in the box to using the microphone on board of this device. So what do you think about the difference in audio quality? This is probably significantly louder because I have had to go turn down the intake audio on my sound recorder, the Zoom H5, because I noticed it was clipping the moment I switched over to using the microphone this way. I probably still need to reduce it a little bit. Now, of course, all the audio you've been listening to in this video were recorded with this microphone. I have not done any compression. I have not done any EQ. I have not done any de-essing. This is literally from the microphone to your ears, just married to the video for you to listen to. And if I've done anything like increasing the volume so that it would be audible for you who is watching this video, I will leave whatever amount of decibels I have increased that volume by at the bottom of the video so that you can see that. Ultimately, the sound quality for this microphone is really impressive for a wireless lavalier microphone, and I think it's actually worth the $269 price that you pay for it. But obviously that's going to be subjective and it's going to be completely up to you. Now, I don't really have a way to test the amount of distance that you can use this by. The box actually tells me that I can use this over 30 meters of distance, but my studio space is actually really small, so I don't have 30 meters here. But I suppose most times with this type of wireless microphone systems, 30 meters is actually pretty fair. Like, it's something that I feel like you're never going to need your wireless microphone to work over 30 meters of distance. So there's no reason why you should ever have a problem with the distance that this is transmitting over. Speaking about the technical specs for this microphone, I like to keep this at the hand because, you know, a lot of people don't care about this stuff. It's more important to what the microphone sounds like than what the numbers are on paper. But I'm going to read those to you anyways in case you care about them. The transmission type is 2.4 gigahertz naturally, frequency range of 65 hertz to 20 kilohertz, which is not bad for a wireless lavalier microphone system. You're going to get a gain of negative 18 decibels, negative 6 decibels, 0 dB, 3 dB, and 6 dB. The receiver also has a low-cut filter that can filter 170 hertz and 230 hertz out of your audio if you're trying to get rid of some of the low end in your voice, which I don't see why anybody would want to be doing that. Ultimately, that's about everything with the technical specs and the audio quality for this device. So what do I actually think about this device? Packaging wise, it's excellent. Build quality wise, I think it's fine, even though it's mostly plastic. The design is actually very efficient because in case you don't have your lavalier microphones with you, you can actually record directly with the device itself. And even if maybe you forgot your receiver, you can actually record directly onto the microphone itself. That is the transmitter, because it has a space for a 64 GB card. So if you're in an emergency situation and this is all you have, you can actually still record audio, which is great. My only con with this is probably going to be the fact that when you have both transmitters engaged, essentially, maybe you're recording an interview and it's two people, it basically mixes down to a single audio file, as opposed to maybe a stereo mix where you have the left receiver going into the left channel and the right receiver going into the right channel, and then you can work with that a little bit. But I mean, you get what you pay for ultimately at this price point. For $269, I think this is not bad. That was essentially my review of the Mirfak Audio WE10 Pro. Thank you so much for watching this video from the Microphonic, and I guess I will see you on another video real soon. Bye.